Elton John, Ricky Martin, the Babadook. These days, we know a gay icon when we see one. But is it possible to know a gay icon when we hear one? From dating shows to facial recognition technology, we're obsessed with ways of figuring out if someone's gay. But sometimes, often, the cultural cues we've decided read as gay are flat out wrong. Sometimes that hanky is just a misplaced pocket square. And thanks to Queer Eye, even straight men know about French tucks, and everyone loves a crop top. But what we hear can be just as powerful as what we see when influencing who we perceive as gay. On this episode of Decoded, we'll explore the idea of gay voice and whether it exists at all. Here to help us out is our friend Gabe Gonzalez.
Hey, Francesca. Sorry, that sounded like a little too straight. Let's try again. Hey, Francesca. That sounded like super gay, right? Okay, fab. Like a P-Town go-go dancer covered in Vaseline, the idea of gay voice can be a slippery one to grasp. Despite gay voice seeming like an entirely subjective and often inaccurate assessment of someone's sexuality, there are some particular speech characteristics in men that Americans have decided just sound gay. So let's take a look at what those might be. And just so we're clear, I'm going to use gay this episode to refer to gay men specifically. No shade to my lesbian comrades, but butch voice is a whole separate topic and I am definitely not qualified to talk about it. First, there's the gay lisp, which isn't so much a lisp as it is a very crisp and hyper-pronounced S sound. Think Jack from Will and Grace, because if your scream sounds like this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This variation on the sibilant S sound is one of the predominant speech characteristics associated with gay voice. It's such a prevailing stereotype that speech scientist Benjamin Munson from the University of Minnesota actually put the theory to the test in 2015. His team asked a group of 34 young men to repeat the phrase, "the squirrel sat on the seesaw," to see how many exhibited the gay lisp, and whether or not it actually correlated to their sexuality, or feelings of gender dysphoria. Preliminary results show it didn't, and previous studies found no strong correlation between a gay lisp and gay orientation in adult men, which is kind of disappointing because I've always felt that snakes are gay icons. The next speaking trait associated with gay voice is often called a vocal fry, and for those who don't know, a vocal fry is hot. Basically, it's a speech characteristic distinguished by elongated vowels and a slightly nasal sound that ends up feeling vaguely Californian, like some unholy union between Paris Hilton and every creaky door in a horror film. I'm here. Think Tim Gunn from Project Runway, who, in my opinion, combines gay lisp and vocal fry to great gay effect. The first time I heard him say, "Designers, let's caucus," I renounced all straight things in my life, even rulers. But don't get me wrong. Using vocal fry doesn't mean a man is gay, which you'd know if you've ever listened to NPR. In 2011, Stanford linguistic professor Robert Podesva actually explored how gay men might lean into the vocal fry and camp it up among friends because it's perceived as a more fun or laid-back mode of speaking. Meaning vocal fry is more of a cultural development than anything inherent to gay men's biological makeup. It's like the Babadook of gay speech characteristics. We've embraced it, and it's ours now. There's also the subject of pitch in regards to gay voice. Higher pitched voices are perceived as feminine, and when exhibited by men, presumed to imply they're gay. Now, you might have noticed that examples of gay voice actually span the spectrum of sexuality. Both straight and gay men are often mocked for exhibiting these speech characteristics. And that's because studies overwhelmingly show gay voice isn't an accurate predictor of someone's sexuality. So it isn't really gay at all. While I might have popped out of the womb fully flaming, my sexuality did not determine the way I'd sound for the rest of my life, but it could have influenced how I learned to speak growing up. While there's still a lot of research left to be done into how and why men might pick up on these speech tics, the general consensus is that they aren't inherent to gay men, just more widely embraced by them. But that also depends on the setting. Because these patterns are learned, they are either consciously or subconsciously used in different settings. You might queen out at a bar with your friends, but butch it up by nixing your vocal fry or lowering your pitch on the phone for a job interview. Or let's say while talking to your one judgy aunt, who still can't take a hint and keeps asking when you'll find a nice woman to marry. Even if I did get married, it would be to a dude, so the answer is still nunca, tia. But the fact of the matter is that the root cause of shame over sounding gay is based on the absolutely incorrect assumption that being gay is wrong or bad. It's not. So far, it's been great. So, straight, gay, bi, pan, and no matter where you fall on the spectrum of sexuality, The way you speak is up to you. Refusing to perform gender the way society dictates you should has nothing to do with your worth as a human being. And when it comes to how you talk, very little to do with your sexuality. Well, I've got a date with some squirrels on a seesaw right about now, so back to you, Francesca.
Thanks, Gabe. So you're telling me that the way someone sounds tells me more about how they want to talk than who they want to bone? Well, okay. Thanks so much, Gabe Gonzalez, for joining us, and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time right here on Decoded.